a couple of days ago when I was just finishing my first game ever. And of course, it was made by just using the course. But you know what? At that moment, this game was really interesting for me. It was really important to me because the course that I watched teach me a lot of stuff that none of the previous courses actually teach me. But that's not the point right now. On the point when I was just simply finishing my game and finally just sharing it to my friends, just sharing feedback. They say that it's actually a good game, and I learned something. It was really interesting in that moment, but specifically when I would just stand up at my computer and I just habitually grab my phone and I realized a little detail. I on my phone I have a specific app that will just simply say your screen time, which is Google Wellbeing or something like this. So the screen time on that day, even though right now just saying it's an hour, but on that specific day, it was 0 for the whole day. I didn't use my phone, my tablet. I didn't watch YouTube even once. I was completely focused on making video games, and not only that, I did record a lot of videos on that day. And the moment when I just saw the screen time, the moment when I just see that I didn't touch my phone, I instantly realized that if I'm not distracted, if I don't have something that my mind simply bombarding with dopamine or something like this, if I simply do the things that I personally love to do, my life will be a lot more easier. And in the past, I never thought about it. In the past, I never understood it. Especially for a couple of months ago. My screen time, not only screen time itself, no, whenever I was watching YouTube on my tablet, a couple of months ago, it wasn't that too long, just a couple of months ago, my average screen time was at around 8 hours per day. And a couple of months ago, I was actually I was learning in university, preparing for the exams, and just doing a lot of stuff on that days. I was completely busy, but while being busy by the things that I should do, I was watching 8 hours YouTube long videos. I mean, just 8 hours content. Imagine how much it is. Imagine how much time it was just sucking my time. And now, even though it's really clear for me that not being distracted is really important, but only now I can actually achieve it. In the past couple of months, I couldn't do that. And I'm gonna teach you how you can shortcut this process and that it will make it instant, I would say. It wouldn't take you that much. At max, it will take you months and months if you're just gonna try it somewhere. And if you would just don't believe me still, it wouldn't maybe it wouldn't actually help you. I believe that you can do this in just 1 week. In just 1 week, you can completely eliminate all the distractions and you wouldn't be distracted at all. So, first thing first, what you should do is to find your values. And it's crucial. Whenever you have something to live for, it is the best thing that you can do. It is the best thing that will just not only eliminate your distractions, but it will make your life a lot more easier. Your life will be meaningful. And by values, I mean things that are important to you. And it could be something vague, like for example, curiosity. For me, I do like making video games or recording videos, not because of the fact that it's just, interesting process, but on a deep level, I am curious about stuff. I am really curious about the topic, and I'm really curious to share it with you. I do like the curiosity. Whenever I'm just doing something, it feels super much easier and super much entertaining for me if I'm learning something from it, and I do love it. I'm so curious, and this is my values. But in order to find your values, you can actually try to ask yourself, write down on a little journal, like for a couple of minutes a day, just write down things you think about, or try to ask yourself, like, what is my values? Try to not use why words, because they are not your guidance, because why questions can lead to a lot of different directions. Try to ask what questions and like which questions or something like this. So for example, what is my values a lot more, I would say, better than why I'm not productive, because there is a lot of, I would say, solutions to why you're not productive. But if you have the question of what makes me interested or what makes me not be interested, or simply questioning yourself, just simply writing down things on a journal, or just simply sitting on a blank room, I would say, with nothing in it, just sitting and just giving yourself time to think about stuff. Think about a lot of stuff, And whenever you just sit there, you would think like it wouldn't work at all. It wouldn't work, it wouldn't help you in any case. But let me tell you something. Whenever you feel like it doesn't work at all, that's when you're actually hitting the crucial point of your life. The crucial point when you can actually find the values. I specifically really didn't feel like finding my values. I really thought that it's just bullshit. Just sitting there wouldn't help me. And I just sit there for a little bit longer, for like a couple of hours more. And my brain just simply was occupied by the idea of recording videos. For some reason, I was just simply really wanted to just record videos. It was something on my brain, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to record videos. And pretty much that's what is values. There's simply brain the things that is important to you, and you just want to implement it to your life. It just simply wants to be occupied with. If you are not distracted, that is your values. The things that you want to do while you're not distracted. So that means it will actually take you time to just relax, to detox from dopamine, and simply find out your values. That will not only improve your ability to not spend your time on watching YouTube or something like this, just simply wasting your time, that will actually lead to you to a better life. So if you find your values, that's great. Follow it and follow your passion, I would say. Follow your values, whatever you're valuing. So something that is something to live for, I would say. But if you didn't find your values, that's okay too, because values sometimes cannot be a simple word that you are using right now. So for example, it cannot be expressed like this. For some reason, you do love something and you just cannot express it in the words. You just feel like it. You understand it. You will understand it. What does it mean to find your values specifically? So I'm suggesting you to go and Google something that you're really interested in. If you have no interest, I don't believe in you. The thing that you need to do is to simply sit down and think. If you will give yourself time to think, your mind will generate so many ideas that you will think that you're just, I don't know, overwhelmed by the amount of ideas that you will have. So whenever you're just giving yourself time to think about something, you'll find something that is really interesting. And then not to stop watching YouTube and simply stop being distracted. The things that you need to do is to simply find your mind to be occupied with. So for example, if you like to work out, if you really think it's enjoyable for you, I don't exactly like find it interesting for myself. So for example, I do like to draw. It's super interesting for me to draw. Whenever you just feel like watching YouTube, instead of watching it and instead of wasting your time on just watching YouTube, I suggest you just sit down and try to practice drawing, or try to go to YouTube and look about drawing. Just simply learn something about the things that you're really interested in, and some like momentum will build up, and eventually we'll just go and just start to draw. The third tip I'm suggesting you to do, which is to simply try to eliminate all of the distractions, first of all physically, and second of all mentally. Well, secondly, actually, mentally should be your first priority. But if you're at early stages, it's really important to just remove it at least physically. So your habit of just grabbing your phone and watching something on it will be eliminated at all costs, because that will destroy you. That will destroy everything. So first thing first, what I suggest you to do, just simply take your phone, hold down like the power button and remove it, and just simply power it off. Yeah, just simply turn it off. And of course, some of you would think like, yeah, but my phone is important. I do really like need to use it because someone will call me. That will happen eventually. But if you just cannot just simply turn off your phone, at least leave it somewhere that you cannot see, first of all, and you cannot just simply habitually grab. So for example, if your workspace is on a tail light here, just imagine I'm working here. Your phone should be on the next door, like somewhere that you cannot simply grab or somewhere that you cannot see. So for example, I can just take this little phone and put it in a box, I would say. I can still hear it, but I cannot see it. So whenever I'm not seeing it, the cue just watch and simply be distracted will simply be eliminated, I would say. But it will work for so much, I would say. Physical elimination will work up until you will completely forget about that you need to just put somewhere your phone. So instead, I'm going to try to implement your mental switch. By mental switch, I mean try to think about YouTube as it's not interesting to me at all. Try to remove your habit of watching YouTube by making it unsatisfying to you. And I get this idea from Atomic Habit by James Clear. And he was talking about breaking your addiction, which is first thing first is try to eliminate it from your vision, simply eliminate it from your vision, then make it unattractive, and then what was it? Make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, make it unsatisfying. If you're gonna follow those 4 stuff, which I suggest you just read this Atomic Habit. Will just help you to eliminate your bad habits at all costs. But if you think that it's simply hard for you to do, just read it. The thing is, you need to do is to simply make it invisible to your mind, so you couldn't just simply grab it. Make it harder for you to just slip in to your YouTube. So for example, by powering or simply turning off your phone, you will actually give yourself time to come back to it. You simply can actually catch yourself on, I'm going to watch the YouTube. So whenever you just simply longer the time on you're not watching to I'm watching YouTube, simply there is a little space between those 2 states of mind. And whenever you just make it longer and longer, so for example, if your phone will be on the next, I would say, city somewhere there, just simply, I would say, completely locked, and no one knows the password on your phone, I guess you wouldn't be motivated at all. Just grab your phone, just go to the next city and just grab your phone. I do know that it's simply unrealistic to see, but simply just having your phone somewhere that you cannot see but still hear, so if someone will call you, at least you can hear it, and that way will actually eliminate everything. Then you can actually try to block some apps. I wouldn't recommend you to do it because it's not actually solving your problem. You just simply make it invisible to yourself. Technically, it is solving your problem, but right now, try to make it harder for you so your habit will be completely destroyed. Then focus on mental shift. You need to simply think about YouTube as it's not worth watching, or completely forget about YouTube entirely, which is the last step of breaking the habit. If you completely forget about the habit itself. And that's when it's actually going to be a lot more easier for you. So specifically what I did yesterday, I sit down on a chair and I started to think about what is really important to me right now. Is it important to me to just watch the YouTube and waste my time? Or is it more important to me to record videos and make video games? Then I thought to myself, what are these things? What if I'm gonna just simply sit down and watch the YouTube? And so if we have 2 things and if they are equally good, for example, it is really hard for us to just stop watching YouTube, you can simply ask yourself, what I'll be proud or what I'll be feel like a failure about myself tomorrow. So tomorrow, on the next day, if I'll watch 8 hours of YouTube, would I be proud of myself? And if I'll just make 2 videos about something that is really interesting to me, would I be proud of that? And I guess your brain, your conscious mind would just simply pick the things that it is more proud of you, because that way you're making yourself clear that it is really important to you. So I hope that this video helped you, and eventually you'll break your phone addiction. Of course, it wouldn't work for you right now because you're not actually dominated by the idea that it is really important to you. But one day, you'll remember this video, if you're watching it up until this moment, you'll remember this video and the tips that I give you. Or you will remember some other videos, which is completely fine, which simply, you will remember something from this content. And your mind will automatically think like, oh yeah, that's what he was talking about. That's why it is relevant to me. That's why I need to use it. When you will understand it, everything will be clear to you, and it will just completely break the habit by itself. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.